There is so much awesomeness in life, and yet just a few have come to the realization of this truth of life. As every wave that emerges of the ocean cannot be anything either than what the ocean is, we have emerged of life with what life is in terms of creativity, intelligence, and love. The awareness and application of this truth gives all that one desires. This has therefore created the haves and the have not in life, because those who know and apply will have, and the ignorant will not have. Throughout history, this division has shaped societies, economies, and individual lives. When I was a kid, back during the Great Depression, I was obsessed with a desire to know what invisible something separated the haves from the have-nots. This curiosity stemmed from my own experiences growing up in a have-not family, where financial struggles were a daily reality. Being a have-not, I wanted to know why so few managed to be well off financially in a country where success is available to everyone. It seemed unfair and perplexing that in a land of opportunity, the majority still struggled to make ends meet. For example, in checking the statistical abstract of the United States published by the Bureau of the Census, I discovered just lately that only 10% of the men in this country, 65 years of age and older, have incomes of $6,000 and more a year. This statistic was a stark reminder of the financial disparity that exists even in the golden years of life. More than 80% of all men 65 or older have incomes under $4,000 a year. This means that after decades of working, the vast majority still find themselves living on meager incomes. Only 7.6% have incomes between $7,000 and $10,000 a year, and only 3.7% have incomes of $10,000 a year or more. These numbers paint a grim picture of financial security for the elderly, highlighting the challenges that persist despite a lifetime of effort. A man starts his working career in his 20s, often earlier. He's fortunate that he lives in the free world, where opportunities abound and the potential for success is theoretically unlimited. He has better than 40 years to make the grade financially in the richest country on earth. Yet, according to the statistics, only about 10 out of 100 will be financially secure by the time 65 rolls around, and only about 4 men out of 100 will be financially comfortable. Now why? Why do so many fall short of achieving financial stability despite decades of hard work and the opportunities available in a free and prosperous country? Well, let me tell you how to find out for yourself. Conduct your own survey. Start down the street in your neighborhood on any Saturday or Sunday and ask the man of every house 2 questions. The first question is, what are you doing at the present time to increase your income? Now that is, how much do you want to earn? This question, John aims to uncover the proactive steps, if any, that individuals are taking to improve their financial situation. And when you've evaluated the blank stare you get in response to that question, ask question number 2, which goes, how much money are you planning to be worth at age 65? This second question delves into their long-term financial planning, revealing whether they have set concrete goals for their future financial well-being. In addition to these questions, consider asking about their financial habits and attitudes. Do they regularly save and invest? Are they seeking additional education or skills to enhance their earning potential? Do they have a clear financial plan or rely on hope and luck? Understanding these factors can provide deeper insights into why so few people achieve financial security. Moreover, explore the societal and psychological barriers that might be at play. Are there systemic issues such as inadequate access to quality education and health care that hinder financial progress? Do cultural attitudes towards money and success impact their financial behaviors? By examining these aspects, you can gain a more comprehensive understanding of the complexities surrounding financial security. Ultimately, this exercise is not just about collecting data, but about sparking reflection and awareness. Encourage those you survey to think critically about their financial choices and the potential changes they can make to improve their situation. By fostering a mindset of proactive financial management and goal setting, you can help shift the narrative from passive acceptance of financial limitations to active pursuit of financial success. In conclusion, the divide between the haves and the have-nots is not an immutable law of nature, but a challenge that can be addressed through awareness, education, and deliberate action. By understanding the factors that contribute to financial success and encouraging a proactive approach to personal finance, we can work towards a society where more individuals achieve the financial stability and security they deserve. Now, when the silence becomes too unnerving, thank him and move on to the next house. Ask 50 men, 100, 1,000, until you're completely convinced that the reason men don't make more money during their working lives and the reason men aren't financially independent by the time they're 65 is simply that they seldom, if ever, do any constructive thinking on either subject. It's that simple. Unfortunately, the reason it's so easy to, and far more money than the average man earns in this country, is that so very few are going about it the right way. This is a race without enough contestants to bother about. The few who are really in the race can all be winners. Some will finish ahead of the others, but even the man who finishes last in this race will be financially secure. Most people, more than 90%, aren't even in the race. To gain a deeper understanding, ask a wide range of individuals about their financial plans and strategies. Inquire about their daily habits, their attitudes towards money, and the specific actions they take to improve their financial status. You'll find that the majority of people have no concrete plans or goals related to increasing their income or achieving financial independence. They go through life without giving much thought to their financial future, content to follow the status quo. This lack of proactive thinking is the primary reason why so few people manage to attain financial security. To prove it, ask yourself the 2 survey questions. Up until the time you started listening to this message, what were your plans for increasing your income? How much do you want to earn, and how much money had you decided to be worth by the time you're 65? You see, people who earn large incomes aren't lucky, and they're not crooks, as those without money are so fond of pretending. Nor are they endowed with more brains or talent necessarily than their friends and neighbors. Nor are they privy to occult secrets, and only a very few were lucky enough to have had rich fathers or grandfathers. Most of the people earning the big incomes today started the same way you and I did, and most other people. The only difference between the men who earn big incomes and those who earn small incomes is that those earning big incomes decided to earn more. They're the people who made it their business to earn more. It's crucial to understand that financial success is not a matter of luck or inheritance for the vast majority of wealthy individuals. Instead, it's about the deliberate and consistent application of certain principles and practices. Successful people set clear financial goals, continually seek ways to increase their income, and are disciplined in their financial habits. They educate themselves about money management and investment strategies and apply this knowledge to their lives. This proactive approach is what sets them apart from those who struggle financially. You see, a woman who does not think about baking an apple pie for dinner tonight will never think of looking up the recipe for apple pie without the decision for pie. There's no motivation for checking out the recipe. Similarly, a man who does not think about driving his car to St. Louis, Missouri or Nacogdoches, Texas will never get roadmaps to show how to get to St. Louis or Nacogdoches. And a man who never decides to earn more money will never think of learning how or looking up the rules for earning more money. You see, people do what they make up their minds to do. So get rid of the ancient superstition once and for all that people who earn big money are special people or lucky or get the breaks or had money to begin with or knew someone or are smarter or anything else. These are all lies. They can all be disproved 1,000 times. Instead, recognize that financial success is achievable for anyone willing to put in the effort and make the right decisions. It starts with setting clear goals and then taking consistent, purposeful actions to achieve those goals. To illustrate further, consider the importance of continuous learning and self-improvement. Successful individuals often invest time and resources into expanding their knowledge and skills. They attend workshops, read books, take courses, and seek out mentors who can guide them on their financial journey. This commitment to personal growth enables them to identify and seize opportunities that others might overlook. They are constantly looking for ways to add value, whether through their work, investments, or entrepreneurial endeavors. Another key factor is resilience and perseverance. The path to financial success is rarely smooth or straightforward. There will be setbacks, failures, and challenges along the way. However, those who ultimately succeed are the ones who refuse to give up. They learn from their mistakes, adapt to changing circumstances, and keep moving forward despite the obstacles. This determination and persistence are what allow them to achieve their financial goals. In summary, the difference between financial success and failure lies in the mindset and actions of the individual. It's about making a conscious decision to improve one's financial situation and then following through with consistent strategic efforts. By understanding and applying these principles, anyone can increase their income and achieve financial independence regardless of their starting point. So start thinking constructively about your financial future. Set clear goals and take proactive steps to reach them. The journey may be challenging, but the rewards are well worth the effort. The reason there are so many of these lies around is that men who fail to make the grade financially are seldom honest enough to just admit that they really didn't try and keep trying. Instead of acknowledging their own lack of effort and perseverance, they create and perpetuate myths to justify their lack of success. These myths serve as convenient excuses, allowing them to remain in their comfort zones without making the necessary changes to improve their financial situations. So in order to justify their failure, in order to remain seated, they dream up and pass along these old lies. We are all self-made, but only the successful will admit it. The successful individuals understand that their achievements are the result of their own hard work, dedication, and strategic thinking. They recognize the power of taking responsibility for their own lives and decisions. I once had occasion to visit Charleston, South Carolina. I'd never been there before, so I hired a taxi to drive me around the historic old town. Charleston is a city rich in history and culture, with its charming streets and well-preserved architecture. I particularly wanted to see the battery where that famous shot was fired on Fort Sumter. This area is not only historically significant, but also visually stunning, with its waterfront views and grand homes along this beautiful drive. Some of Charleston's oldest and finest homes look out over the bay. These homes, with their elegant facades and sprawling gardens, are a testament to the city's affluent past. I commented to my cab driver on what lovely homes they were, and he said yes. Some of those homes have 40 rooms. This statement highlighted the sheer opulence and scale of these historic residences. And then he thought a moment, he said, and every one of them is owned by a crook. This cynical remark was his way of rationalizing why he didn't own such a home himself. It reflected a common mindset among those who haven't achieved financial success, a tendency to attribute others' wealth to dishonesty rather than hard work or ingenuity. This is how the have-nots justify themselves and their lot in life. By believing that the wealthy are inherently corrupt, they can avoid confronting their own shortcomings or lack of effort. I didn't say anything because I didn't feel I was entitled to advise him or try to straighten out his thinking. This is a free country where, as long as he doesn't hurt others, everyone has the unalienable right to be just as wrong as he wants to be. As Ellsbury, the American scholar and educator, put it, we must view with profound respect the infinite capacity of the human mind to resist the inroads of useful knowledge. This quote poignantly captures the human tendency to cling to comforting falsehoods rather than embracing challenging truths. My taxi driver and men and women like him all over the world have been kidding themselves, holding themselves down, and refusing the bounty and abundance of the world for centuries. They choose to remain in their comfort zones, avoiding the hard work and changes necessary to improve their circumstances. Knowledge is available to everyone. In today's information age, we have unprecedented access to educational resources, financial advice, and success stories from around the globe. We can either listen to those qualified to teach us, or we can go along with those ancient stumbling blocks we get from people who don't know any more than we do. The choice is ours to seek out and apply valuable knowledge, or to remain stagnant, accepting mediocrity and falsehoods. The truth, incidentally, about those homes along that beautiful drive is that they were built by the men and women who made the largest contribution to the city of Charleston. These individuals weren't necessarily crooks. They were people who saw opportunities, worked hard, and contributed significantly to their community's growth and prosperity. To further illustrate, let's consider the mindset of those who built these grand homes. They likely possessed qualities such as vision, determination, and a willingness to take risks. They invested time and resources into their ventures, understanding that success doesn't come overnight. They learned from their failures and persisted despite setbacks. This proactive and resilient approach is what enabled them to achieve great things and leave a lasting legacy. On the other hand, those who remain stuck in the have-not mindset often shy away from challenges and avoid taking risks. They may fear failure or lack the confidence to pursue their goals. This fear and inertia keep them from reaching their full potential by blaming external factors or labeling successful individuals as dishonest. They can avoid the uncomfortable truth that they need to change their own behavior and mindset to achieve success. Furthermore, it's important to recognize the value of seeking out mentors and role models. Surrounding ourselves with successful, knowledgeable individuals can provide guidance, inspiration, and practical advice. Learning from those who have achieved what we aspire to can shorten our learning curve and help us avoid common pitfalls. By being open to new ideas and willing to learn, we can significantly improve our chances of success. In conclusion, financial success is largely a matter of mindset and effort. We must take responsibility for our own lives, seek out and apply useful knowledge, and be willing to put in the hard work necessary to achieve our goals. By doing so, we can overcome the lies and excuses that hold us back and create a future of abundance and prosperity. The choice is ours to remain among the have-nots, blaming others for our circumstances, or to become the self-made individuals who acknowledge and embrace the power of our own potential. In just a moment, I'm going to give you the formula for getting rich. But before I do, I want to remind you of something fundamental. Before a jet pilot begins his takeoff from an airport, he carefully goes over a checklist, item by item. This meticulous process is not only because it's required by law, but because he cannot afford to trust so important a job to his memory alone. The stakes are simply too high. A single overlooked step could lead to disastrous consequences. He has another checklist that he goes over just as carefully before he begins his letdown at his destination. He does this without fail, every time he takes off and every time he lands. This routine ensures that he has covered all bases and has minimized the risks associated with flying. Well, I think living successfully is as important as flying an airplane. And because of this, I think each of us needs a checklist to life. Much like a flight involves navigating through various phases, each requiring careful planning and execution. And that's why there's one included with this cassette. We need a checklist to go over item by item before we take off in the morning and before we drop off to sleep every night. This checklist serves as a daily guide, a constant reminder of the steps we need to take to achieve our goals. So I want to recommend that you affix the checklist to your bathroom mirror. Stare at it as you brush your teeth in the morning and stare at it again as you prepare for bed at night. By making it a part of your daily routine, you reinforce the importance of each item and internalize its significance. Go over each item, and as you do, think of what each item represents. This reflection helps you stay focused and committed to your objectives. Now here's number one. It's the formula for getting rich. This formula is not just a pathway to wealth. It also explains why you're in your present position, whether you're earning $6,000, $1,000 a year, $16,000, $60,000, or $600,000. It applies universally to every adult, whether he's employed or unemployed. It applies to the richest man and to the poorest and every person in between. And here it is. Our rewards in life will always be in exact proportion to our contribution, our service. This principle underscores the fundamental law of cause and effect. The effort and value you contribute to society directly influence the rewards you receive. Now that's what the formula means. It's the first item on your checklist. Memorize it. Our rewards in life will always be in exact proportion to our contribution, our service. This concept is simple yet profound. Listen to it. Think about it until you know it emotionally as well as intellectually. Internalizing this idea will transform your perspective and drive your actions. It might give you some slight feeling of superiority to realize that there's probably not another man within a mile of where you live who knows it. This knowledge sets you apart and gives you a distinct advantage. You can add it as a question on your survey if you want proof of that. If you want it in another form, here it is, as it applies to a man's job. It's the same thing, really. The principle remains consistent across different contexts. The same thing applies, but you can express it differently. The money you're paid by the company you work for will always be in direct ratio to the need for what you do, your ability to do it, and the degree of difficulty involved in replacing you. This variation of the formula highlights the importance of skill, demand, and irreplaceable ability in the workplace. Maybe you want to write the formula down in both of its forms and think about it until it's as much a part of you as your name. Repetition and contemplation will deepen your understanding and conviction. The reason it isn't spelled out on your checklist is because you might not want everyone to know what you're up to. This discretion allows you to work quietly and strategically towards your goals. The checklist is valuable only to a person who knows what the words really indicate. To others, it may seem like a simple list, but to you, it is a blueprint for success. Furthermore, the checklist serves as a constant reminder of your commitment to personal and professional growth. By regularly reviewing and adhering to it, you ensure that you are always aligned with your long-term objectives. This disciplined approach is what separates successful individuals from those who merely drift through life. It requires consistent effort and a willingness to evaluate and adjust your actions based on the feedback and results you observe. In conclusion, the formula for getting rich and the accompanying checklist are powerful tools that, when used effectively, can guide you towards financial independence and overall success. Embrace these principles, make them a part of your daily routine, and watch as your contributions and rewards grow in tandem. All right, you've got the formula. As you think about it, its meaning will become clearer to you with the formula. There are 2 rules which must be applied to properly use it. These rules are essential for translating the formula into practical actions that yield results. This formula, together with the 2 rules, is your recipe or your roadmap to earning all the money you really want. Consider it a comprehensive guide designed to navigate you through the complexities of financial success. Now let's take a look at item number 2 on your checklist. And I'm serious about your putting this checklist on your mirror. You'll notice it's pressure sensitive. This means it can easily stick to any surface, making it a constant, visible reminder of your goals and the steps you need to take to achieve them. Item number 2, the gold mine. The Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright Archibald MacLeish, in his play The Secret of Freedom, wrote, "The only thing about a man that is a man is his mind. Everything else you can find in a pig or a horse. Strong words, aren't they? But as long as you live, you'll never hear a truer statement. The key to every human being's success lies in his mind, the gold mine between his ears. This gold mine is a metaphor for the immense potential and untapped resources within your intellect and creativity. One idea can make you rich. A lot of good ideas can move you steadily upward in the work you do, and ideas are free. The power of a single innovative thought can transform your life, while a steady stream of good ideas can continually propel you forward. Now just think, there's nothing now being done commercially that will not be done better, much better, in the years ahead. This reflects the relentless pace of progress and the continuous improvement inherent in every field. Next year's homes and most of what's in them will be better than this year's. Next year's cars will be better. Advances in technology, design, and functionality will ensure that products and services improve over time. Next year's manufacturing, distributing, marketing, selling, and advertising should be better. Nothing is now being done as well as it must be done in the future. And every innovation, every new improvement will be somebody's brainchild. These innovations are the result of individuals tapping into their gold mines and turning their ideas into reality. Now, what's your specialty? How many good ideas have you come up with during the past year? Reflect on your unique skills and the contributions you can make in your field. If you continue on as you have in the past, where will you be and what will you be earning, say, a year from now, 5 years from now? This question prompts you to assess your current trajectory and consider the potential impact of your ideas and efforts over time. Every day of our lives, we walk or drive by more opportunity than we could develop in a lifetime, in 50 lifetimes. The world is brimming with possibilities, often hidden in plain sight, waiting to be discovered and harnessed. Back in the 1920s, Sinclair Lewis wrote that you can kidnap a man, blindfold him, take him to any city in the country with a couple of notable exceptions. Put him in a chair in the downtown area, take off his blindfold, and he could sit there a week and not be able to tell you what town he's in. The streets are all alike, the buildings are all alike, the businesses all look alike. This is still largely true today. The reason for this being that most businessmen in this country are playing a game called follow the follower. Instead of innovating and standing out, many simply imitate others, leading to a lack of distinctiveness and innovation. If a man goes into business, no matter what line it happens to be, the first thing he does is make certain that his place of business, outside and inside, looks exactly like every other place of business of that type in the country. This tendency to conform stifles creativity and individuality. Do you know why? It's because he's been playing copycat since he was a year old and does it without thinking about it. This behavior is ingrained from a young age, leading to a perpetuation of mediocrity for the same reason kids dress alike in school. He wants to be one of the gang. The desire to fit in and be accepted drives this behavior. He doesn't necessarily examine all the business establishments in his field and pattern his on the one outstanding example, the one that inspires him, the one that he can really believe in. He just does what everybody else in his business is doing. And by this simple process, he guarantees his own mediocrity. This approach ensures that he will remain average, blending in with the crowd rather than standing out too. Break free from this cycle of mediocrity. You must dare to be different. Challenge the status quo. Seek out the best examples in your field and strive to exceed them. Tap into your goldmine of ideas and let your unique vision guide you. By doing so, you not only set yourself apart, but also pave the way for greater success and fulfillment. Whose drum are you marching to? If indeed you're marching to anyone's, and why? It's essential to reflect on this question because it challenges you to consider whether you're living your life based on your own values and aspirations or simply following the crowd. Remember, whatever you now do for a living will be done differently, quite differently, a few years from now. The world is constantly evolving, and the way we work and live is always changing. Never in the history of mankind have the opportunities for all of us been so great. The digital age, technological advancements, and globalization have created unprecedented possibilities. But the great majority of people will be the beneficiaries of progress, not those who bring it about. They will enjoy the benefits of advancements without having contributed to them. Which group are you going to belong to? If you want to be a contributor, not just a beneficiary, here's the first group rule. It appears on your checklist as the gold mine. So think. Think deliberately and with a purpose. Use the gold mine between your ears. Begin by thinking at a special time every day. This habit of deliberate, focused thinking can unlock the potential within you and lead to significant breakthroughs in your personal and professional life. Back during the Depression, a New York lumber dealer was growing rich while other lumber dealers were going broke. When asked how he did it, he said, "Every evening when I get home, I close myself up in a quiet room, sit in a comfortable chair, and ask myself, how will my business be conducted 10 years from now? Then I try to do it now." This forward-thinking approach allowed him to anticipate future trends and implement them ahead of his competitors instead of competing with every other lumber dealer, which is what they were doing. He was creating. He was doing the very thing man was designed to do, the very thing man does best. He was innovating and leading, not following. A company growing at the rate of 10% a year will double its size in less than 8 years. But a man can improve his effectiveness 50% or 100% a year or more. The experts tell us that every one of us has within him deep reservoirs of ability, even ingenious, that he habitually fails to use. Well, let's begin now to reach into these deep, rich areas of pure net profit and use more of our real abilities. Let's think deliberate thinking can transform our potential into real, tangible outcomes. Here's the best way I've found to make yourself think. Start getting up a little earlier than you're accustomed to. Right off the bat, this gives you extra time that 95% of the men in this country are not using at all. This additional time can be your secret weapon for success. 1 hour earlier a day gives you 12 extra 40-hour weeks a year. But at this time in the morning, take a refreshing shower dress. Get yourself a fresh hot cup of coffee if you're a coffee man, and then sit down to a clean sheet of paper. The quiet morning hours can be the most productive time for clear, uninterrupted thought. At the top of the paper, write your financial goal. Now, this is the amount of money per year you intend to earn soon. Be specific and ambitious. Incidentally, you might like to keep this to yourself too. It's nobody's business but yours. Then start to think. Think about your goal and what it'll mean to you and your family. Visualize the benefits and the impact of achieving this goal. Then see how many ideas you can come up with to help you reach that goal. Ideas to improve what you now do for a living. Consider new strategies, improvements in efficiency, or innovative approaches, ways of increasing your contribution to match your income goal. The key to earning more is providing more value. You know, jobs don't have futures, people do. No matter what line of work you may be in, there is within it more than enough opportunity to last a lifetime. Opportunities are abundant, but it requires effort and creativity to uncover them. You don't have to think of brand new ideas or revolutionary new ways of doing things, although you might come up with some. Even small incremental improvements can lead to significant gains over time. Think of ways of improving what is now being done. This mindset of continuous improvement is crucial for long-term success and growth. Additionally, embrace the power of curiosity and lifelong learning. Always be on the lookout for new knowledge, skills, and insights that can enhance your effectiveness. The more you know, the more you can leverage your abilities to create value. Engage with experts. Read widely and never stop asking questions. This inquisitive approach will keep your mind sharp and open to new possibilities. Surround yourself with positive influences and like-minded individuals who share your drive for success. Building a supportive network can provide encouragement, feedback, and opportunities for collaboration. Learn from others' experiences and share your own insights to foster mutual growth. Lastly, maintain a resilient and optimistic attitude. Challenges and setbacks are inevitable, but your ability to persevere and stay focused on your goals will determine your ultimate success. View obstacles as opportunities to learn and grow, and never lose sight of the bigger picture. In summary, by adopting a proactive and deliberate approach to your personal and professional development, you can harness the full potential of your gold mine. Start each day with purpose. Set clear goals and continuously seek ways to improve and add value. This disciplined mindset will not only help you achieve financial success, but also lead to a more fulfilling and impactful life. If you are to increase your income by the amount you've specified, you must find ways of increasing your contribution, your service. This means adding more value to whatever you do, whether it's through improving your skills, offering better service, or finding more efficient ways to complete tasks. The key to this is to be found in your mind, in that gold mine between your ears. Your mind is the source of creativity and innovation that can drive your success. Try for 5 ideas every morning and write them down. This practice stimulates your creativity and keeps you focused on continuous improvement. Save those sheets of paper in a special idea file. Keeping a record of your ideas allows you to review and refine them over time. Many, perhaps most of your ideas will be worthless, but some of them will be very good. A few will be excellent, and every once in a while, you will come up with something really outstanding. This is the nature of brainstorming. Not every idea will be a winner, but the process will yield valuable insights. You see, 5 ideas a day is 25 a week if you don't think on weekends. Now that's more than 1,000 ideas a year. This sheer volume increases your chances of hitting upon a truly transformative idea. One idea can get you to that income you're shooting for. The law of averages swings so far in your favor, you just can't miss. Try to develop a sense of expectancy. That is, try to hold a feeling that the goal you're shooting for is a assured thing and that it's only a matter of time before it's realized. This positive mindset will keep you motivated and focused. You know, Henry Ford didn't start making cars until he was 45. A friend of mine started a new company. At 65, he's still going strong, and his new company has sales of better than $300 million a year. These examples show that it's almost never too late to achieve significant success. Age is not a barrier to innovation and achievement. Try not to think of things outside of your own line of work or whatever it is most interested in. Focusing on your field of expertise ensures that your ideas are relevant and actionable. To think well and profitably, you must discipline your thinking. This means setting aside regular time for deep, focused thought. Keep it on course controlled, avoid distractions, and stay committed to your goals. Keep it in one field, specialize. Specialization allows you to become an expert in your area, increasing your value and contribution. Now, for the final item on your checklist, it appears as the word, and the word is attitude. Attitude has been called the most important word in the language. Your attitude shapes your perception of the world and influences your actions. William James put it this way. He said, "The greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind." This means that by changing the way you think, you can change your life. Now, this is something to think about. Can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind. It's another way of saying we become what we think about. Your thoughts have a powerful impact on your reality. By maintaining a positive and proactive attitude, you can overcome obstacles and stay focused on your goals. Believe in your ability to succeed and act with confidence. Your attitude will influence how others perceive you and how you navigate challenges. To implement this, start by identifying any negative thought patterns that might be holding you back. Replace them with positive affirmations and a mindset of growth and possibility. Surround yourself with positive influences and seek out experiences that reinforce your optimistic outlook. Furthermore, adopt a habit of gratitude. Regularly reflecting on the things you are grateful for can shift your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant in your life. This shift in perspective can enhance your overall well-being and attract more positive outcomes. In summary, increasing your income and achieving your goals requires a combination of creativity, discipline, specialization, and a positive attitude. By harnessing the power of your mind, focusing on continuous improvement, and maintaining a constructive mindset, you can unlock new opportunities and reach your desired level of success. Look at it this way. Your total environment, if you've been an adult for any appreciable period of time, your total environment is a reflection of you as a person. This means that everything around you, the house and the neighborhood in which you live, the car you drive, the clothes you wear, the job you do, the people with whom you regularly associate, is a direct mirror of your inner self. Your choices, behaviors, and attitudes shape the world you live in, the house and the neighborhood in which you live. The car you drive, the clothes you wear, the job you do, the people with whom you regularly associate, your total environment is an exact and merciless mirror of you as a human being. Now, if you feel your environment can stand some improvement, you have only to improve your attitude, and your world will gradually change to reflect the changing person. By shifting your mindset and adopting a more positive and proactive attitude, you can influence every aspect of your life. This transformation starts from within and manifests outwardly, creating a more favorable environment that aligns with your improved self-perception. Here's how to change your attitude beginning now. Begin to act as would the person you most want to become. That is, if you were already in possession of the goal you're shooting for. How would you conduct yourself in all of your affairs? Visualize your ideal self and start embodying those qualities today. Well, do it now and tomorrow and the next day. Consistency is key. Make it a daily practice. Begin now to act the part of the person you most want to become, and you'll end by becoming that person. This method, known as acting as if, helps to rewire your brain and build new habits subtly, in little ways, in the way you dress, in the way you talk, in the unfailing courtesy you show to every person with whom you come in contact. These small changes accumulate over time and lead to significant personal growth. Begin to act the part of the person who has already achieved that which you're shooting for. The German philosopher Goethe gave us the secret when he said, "Before you can do something, you must first be something." This profound insight emphasizes the importance of identity in achieving success. When you behave like the person you most want to become, the things that person would have will tend to come to you. By adopting the mindset and behaviors of your ideal self, you attract the opportunities and resources that align with that identity. It's simply cause and effect. Your actions create the conditions for your desired outcomes. Don't be in too big a hurry. It takes longer to build a skyscraper than a chicken coop. Great achievements require time, effort, and patience. Build slowly, steadily, and well. Lay a strong foundation and build upon it consistently. Then when you make it, you'll keep it. You'll stay on top. Sustainable success is built on solid groundwork. Always be suspicious of the so-called get-rich-quick scheme or sudden success. Such promises are often illusory and unsustainable. Never forget that word attitude. It's your attitude toward the people with whom you come in contact that will determine their attitudes toward you. Your perspective and approach to life influence how others perceive and respond to you. The person with a great attitude toward life and the world is the person other people call lucky. This individual creates their own luck through positive interactions and proactive behaviors. He's not lucky. He's just using our old friend cause and effect. His causes are excellent, and his effects have to be just as good. By consistently generating positive actions, he naturally attracts positive results. Well, that's it. 3 things to remember, 3 things to practice every day. These principles are simple but powerful. If you spent 16 hours a day, 7 days a week practicing your golf swing in a relatively short time, you'd have a grooved, beautiful swing like the pros. The same applies to developing a positive attitude and productive mindset. So practice your new attitude every day, every waking hour. Make it an integral part of your life. Practice thinking a few minutes every morning, and you'll find yourself thinking all day long. This habit fosters continuous self-improvement and creativity. And remember the formula. Our rewards in life will always be in exact proportion to our contribution, our service. This guiding principle ensures that your efforts and contributions directly influence your success. Go over the ideas in this message every day until they're as much a part of you as your name and your temporary address. Repetition and reflection help internalize these concepts. You'll notice that each time you listen, you'll hear something new. Each review offers fresh insights and deeper understanding. You'll get a new idea you failed to get before.